paintings, I don't use synthetics. It's all natural. It means that ground and paints work together with canvas. So spread or shrink a little bit. They're flexible.
You said you can
Oh, here's
all of these?
yes, except plywood.
Wow.
The new paintings, when I make edges, surf sculpture, reliefs. It's much better. Because really it's paint reinforcement. Where this is from behind, after that I do.
Let me welcome you to What's in the Gallery Hall. This is, I'm sitting with Alexander Sasha Gassel, and my name is Stacy Pappas. I'm the gallery coordinator here at Salem Access Television. Salem Access Television sponsors this program on behalf of local artists in hopes of introducing art to the viewers, and we have about 1,500 square feet of gallery space here at, in the Gallery Hall. And we have various artists come in and show their work, and on May 23rd, which is a Thursday night from 5 o'clock until 7 p.m., we have an opening, and Sasha will be introducing his work to a Salem audience. And he has quite a varied history, and we're going to learn a little bit about what he does and why he's here at Salem Access Television. And we're inviting all of the viewers on May 23rd, Thursday night, to come down to 285 Derby Street and join us for the opening and meet the artist and learn about what's hanging in the gallery hall here at Salem Access TV. And I'd like to welcome you, Sasha, to Salem Access Television. Thank you for coming. And
It's my pleasure.
your works are beautiful. We want to maybe tell the viewers a little bit about who you are, how you began painting. Why don't we start there? That might be a good place to begin. Maybe we'll need a little more than a half an hour's time, but we can start there anyway.
Yes, it's difficult to begin because I have to begin from my childhood. I began to paint when I was 5 years old. After that, I went through the whole system of Russian classical education, through the art school for kids and like middle art school and art college, or it was really Institute of Art back in Russia.
Did your parents have any artistic ability, or just were you?
Really, I don't know, because my father always liked to paint, but he never was a professional painter. Before my mother never was too the.
So you studied in art school in Russia specifically, or did you study? Well, we go to school here in the United States, and we go through the first 6th grades and learn. Did you specifically study art there, or did you have a well-rounded education?
No, it was like in Russia. It was a lot of different, like with sport too, with arts. There was a special evening school for talented kids. They were going there free of charge, just after regular school time, to study particular art. And it was classical system of education. It was not like kids could not choose their own way of painting. It means they could not choose between modern painting or classical type of art.
So they assigned you an education, a curriculum, and they taught you icon painting?
No, icon painting, it was after my regular art school, because regular art school was classical education, it's like Academy of Art in the old country. It was absolutely natural type of painting, realistic painting. And we had different classes, classes of drawing, of composition, of painting itself, and landscapes too.
And how long did you was all of this? When did you graduate, and then how did you get into professional career?
I was like 21 years old when I graduated from my this art institute, and I began to work like conservator in the State Laboratory of Conservation of the Soviet Union.
The State Laboratory of Conservation.
Yes, it was like that, like center of the conservation of the Soviet Union. And we were working with the main museums of the Soviet Union. I was working in the department of icons, because we had different departments. Like one department was working only with icons, another one was modern painting, the third one was classical paintings, fourth one was sculpture, and so far, so far.
I see.
And
Was this your preference to be in the icon painting section, or did you?
Yes,
you did?
I really could choose between two departments of oil paintings and icon paintings. I chose to go to the icon painting department.
Okay. So your job was to restore or conserve icons that were...
Yes, to restore, to conserve icons and to make attributions and to work like consolidation of icons in different museums, and it was from, I don't know, 14th century icons till like 19th century icons. We really in museums didn't consider icons later than 18th century of the big value. Everything had to be earlier than 17th.
Earlier than
yeah, beginning
17th
from
century.
17th. Some icons of 18th century were good too, but not later.
So you went to work every day at this job and had to deal with icons. Did you paint at home similar paintings to what we're seeing here, or what did you paint at that time?
Really, I was working 4 days a week because every one of us had 1 day free of work, and plus Saturday, Sunday. And this was special work given to us to create something for ourselves, because we could be, this time we could all study to make copies of the old icons, or to make like reconstruction of the icons lost somewhere from the range of icons that we had before in the church, or to paint our own paintings, considering that we're using technique of the old icons. Whatever was related to like improving our qualification was good for this day.
So what kind of paintings? Now here we see an icon that looks like what most people have in their mind as a traditional icon. In looking at the painting above it, it's very modern looking compared to the classical look of the icon. So is this work, well, I'm going to shift over to here for a minute, because here you were painting these icons, and then you had your day off to paint whatever you wanted to paint. This painting at the end here, would that would be a good place for us to start to...
They were much more religious, whatever I was doing back in Russia, because whatever we have here, I made it here. In Russia, I could not make anything like that, because it would be punished by jail from the beginning, because...
That's interesting to think that you were painting...
It's political.
It was political. You had to...
Religious too was forbidden in Russia, but forbidden only to show, but not to make them, because when I show them, it was considered like propaganda. When I make by myself, it's just my religious feelings.
So they paid you, or your job for the government was to restore icons, but if you painted religious paintings, it was illegal, or it was propaganda.
It was legal to paint, it was not legal to show them. I could show them in my department, because it was considered that all department is working with religious icons, but it's hypocrisy, like always was in Soviet Union.
So as an artist, you had to show, it was like being shown behind closed doors.
Yes.
To not be able to really show your work to the world.
Yes, I was showing them on the exhibitions that were going in our center of the conservation. It was okay, because everybody who saw them was working with old painting, but not like in public places, public gallery or museum.
So why did you leave Russia then? Is it related in relation to your painting? I'm sure there were many reasons why.
Really, it was the main reason, because I could not show them myself. Even when we had the first exhibition of the non-conformist artists back in Russia, the party officials took my paintings off the walls. They didn't punish me, but they told me that still it's not good, not still time to show religious paintings. And to show modern icons was forbidden at all, and religious paintings too.
Modern icons, they were forbidden.
Yes, because they were not considered like religious items, but like pieces of art, but pieces of art were only till 17th century, 18th century, not later.
So this painting you told me was called Revolution, the very first painting over here at the end. And so maybe that was your one of your first paintings that you painted here in the United States after leaving Russia.
Yes, one of the first paintings that I made here, and I just was trying to reflect in this painting my feelings towards this terror that revolution usually brings, and killing some people, or fleeing some people, or fighting some people, or dying. In the same time, everything going under the trumpets.
Mm-hmm. Very orderly in a way. It's the way the lines are, but chaos at the same time.
Yes, at the same time I use the same rhythmic systems that I studied from icons, and I try to show it's just language of icons came inside me and from me to my new paintings.
Mm-hmm. The next painting is called Exodus.
Yes.
And maybe again the language of the rhythm and the language of icon painting is something that we were talking about earlier, and to explain a little bit about how that relates to what we're looking at right there. Could you tell us?
Language of icon is very not difficult one, but it's complex. It has many things inside itself, and it's different language of rhythms of lines, and language that use in the same time rhythms of colors, but mostly it's language of rhythms. Rhythms of different colored surfaces. And this technique is the most suitable for this language. The technique of the egg temper. It's very bright, with homemade materials, and it's much colors are much brighter than if you decide to buy something
I
prepared.
should probably mention that you just mentioned egg tempera. That's the technique that you use to create the colors. Now, you actually grind stones similar to these here. We have some malachite, and I won't touch the arsenic. I was told there's arsenic in here. This is
Cinnabar.
This is cinnabar, and you crush these stones, these materials, and mix them with egg yolk.
Yes, right.
And create your own colors.
Yes.
These are what we're seeing that make the colors on this canvas.
No, bright is cinnabar mostly. Oh, reds.
The red is the cinnabar.
Green is malachite. Lapis I don't use on this particular painting. I didn't use it. And sometimes I use them not only when I need to show this particular color, but when I need to get textures that I need, because homemade pigments have absolutely different structure inside. They not grind to the level that factory-made paint made, but they're much coarser. And their crystallic structure reflects light, but not absorbs like factory-made, very thin-grounded pigments, especially chemical pigments. And it gives absolutely different impression of paint itself. It reflects lights and very coincide with gold and silver sometimes when we have do. That's always when we look on the old icon, surface glooming, not absorbs lights.
Yes, that's true. When you do look at an icon, you see it's almost luminescent. There's a look that you can almost see through it, or it does reflect the light.
Right, because we have many different layers of paint put on top of on another one, and in the same type, they don't cover everything. They're like we have inner little pieces of this reflecting stone going through another layer of little pieces of reflecting stones. We have like whole spectrum of reflects inside.
Do you need a lot of this, say, the malachite, to create enough paint to make a canvas this big?
No, really not. Because I prepare as much as I need for this particular painting, that's it.
And do you work on a canvas or on a palette, like we're used to seeing the artist with the palette, and you have no.
It's the old system of working with little cans. I prepare this particular paint, this particular paint. I can mix them together if I need it, or I can put one layer on another one. But I prepare paints first in little cans.
Do they dry out? Do you need to add?
Some water, that's it. Because
some water.
Yes, they can stay for a while in the refrigerator.
Oh, good. Well, okay. Then, so we have Boston. Here we are with something a little bit more, light, shall we say, or fun. It's the details on this are incredible. And we see pieces. We have the Citgo sign up there. We're all familiar with that. Looks like the.
Everything here.
A little bit of everything.
From real Boston, because I just took my camera, was going taking picture of different details. And after that, I tried to put them all in this painting.
It's
all monuments that's installed in Boston, or some, I don't know, commercials or pictures at the Haymarkets.
Yeah, that safe Haymarket.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, the peace
Yes.
sign, and you have the
Everything,
architectural designs. It's great. This is
everything
really.
is taken from the nature, except maybe this couple, but from the
Oh,
painting
even
from-
your frame along the top. That's.
Yes, because it's Haymarket. I decided to make like highway going on top of Haymarket.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. That's great. So now as we turn this way a little bit, you'll have to come to the gallery opening on the 23rd and see art. And actually, these works are going to be hanging from May 23rd through July 12th. And the Salem Access Television Gallery, What's in the Gallery Hall program that you're watching right now, is telling the viewers about these works that you see here. They'll be on exhibit, and it's free and open to the public to please come into the studio and see them. Right behind us here, we have another example of one of Sasha's. Sasha made this icon, you told me, 2 years ago.
Yeah, maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know, don't remember exactly,
Okay,
but
approximately 2 years ago. It looks like it's very old.
oh, I especially made it looking old because I wanted to do it this way. I made it for myself. I didn't want it to look absolutely new. And
And how you were telling me, how do you get those the cracks in the gold leaf around the image in the center to make? How do you get those to occur?
well, there are different ways to make cracks, but the most like usable, the easiest one to paint on canvas, to make very thick ground on canvas, and after that I crack the surface with ground together, and to make it look old, and after that I stick it on the surface of the wood back.
I see. So this is canvas on wood.
Oh yes, all icons were made the same way.
They're all the same.
Yes.
It's just a traditional canvas that we see, and then you
Yes,
have
yes.
the wooden background.
Only difference that I stuck to the wood it late after I painted it, but not before, like usually.
Okay, so we have this traditional looking icon, and then above it, this is an example of it's a work called Lost City. And it's done a little bit differently than some of the others we're seeing. It's actually a sculpted canvas, but it's not canvas, it's plywood.
It's plywood and canvas at the same time,
And
because
canvas, yeah.
yes, I use the same old techniques that icon makers were using, and it is plywood instead of wood, but still canvas on top and primed after that with natural ground.
And we have some sculpture mixed into the painting as well.
Yes, that's why I use plywood here, because regular canvas doesn't give us possibility to make like curved edges. But I needed it to make another composition, not like a regular rectangular composition, but to make different movements of colors or ideas going out of paintings, not coming in like usually frame surrounds painting and like enclose it. But this way painting going out from itself to spreads around.
And it does. Now, the sculpture that's inside these little blocks and up in the corners, what material are those comprised?
Some plastics.
Plastics?
Modern plastic.
And then you paint over the plastic.
Yes.
And you
First I made sculpture from plasticine, after that I molded it in plastic, and after that I painted them over and put them on place.
How did you get that one in there? How did that fit so well?
Because I made sculpture from plasticine first,
just
it means
fit it
inside.
right
I
in.
made it inside first. And after that I just made a form and molded it for this particular place.
There, I'm sure
First was design, drawing
Right.
of almost completely everything. And when I began to do, because I cannot fix my carvings for the second time, it means I had to choose composition from the beginning to draw everything. And only after that I was preparing wood and inserting sculptures too. And sculptures were on drawing too.
It's great.
It's really not sketch, but absolutely finished drawing.
So is that process one that you use for all your work? You start with a drawing first, and then you move along from there into your finished product. What kind of time frame does it take you to compose something like this?
Well, it depends, but around 2-3 months maybe, like that. Sometimes faster, sometimes longer. But
How do you cut the edges? Is that done with a saw?
oh yes, it's a regular jigsaw. It's technical part is not difficult here with so many good tools.
Now, to your right, we have another painting that is called Manhattan, and this is somewhat more traditional in that we see a frame and a canvas on the inside, as opposed to...
Oh yes, it's made much earlier.
This is earlier?
Yes, it's really my first painting about American cities that I made.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Great. It's...
I like this mixture of everything, different cultures, whatever. I saw in New York first especially, and strange sometimes. It was strange for me to see so many commercials on the streets that I never saw before, and all this mixed stuff.
It's a very busy place, to say the least.
Busy place. And
it's got a lot of, lots of elements.
A lot of contrast at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And how long did it take you to make something like that?
It's approximately the same, 2-3 months, because it's difficult to say, you see. Because I don't do it at once. Sometimes I leave my painting stay for, I don't know, 2-3 months and return to that if something doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's always better to make it at once, but it doesn't go usually this way. Almost always I leave my painting to stay for 3-4 months to forget about them and to return with a fresh eye to check something.
Oh,
the main composition I cannot change, but details inside, colors, glazing, because usually it's multi-layeral paintings, and sometimes difficult to make.
To get it all to work,
yes,
to get it all
together.
How do you, is the first step thinking, is it all set in your mind first? Do you know what you see in your mind, and then you put the composition together with, like you said, you took some pictures in Boston, and then you draw your idea. Is that...
Yeah, here really we have 2 different ideas, because first I think about the subject, trying to find different details, all the things that I can... After that I have like common ideas that I want to show, how to show them all together. And after that I forget about all this, I make like artistic composition, like it's the third idea of equilibrium of colors, of playing them together, all this stuff. And I combine all these 3 ideas together, that's it. And after that I forget about the first idea, about the subjects, and do just glazings and all this, and brightening colors.
Now, do you always have a new idea jumping into your mind that you feel interferes with the current work that you're working on, or do you pretty much focus on what you're doing at the moment?
Oh, sometimes it happens, but mostly things go in one after another one, because if I found something in one piece, I'm trying to go further and to develop this idea. And the next one, I didn't bring here a few paintings because just they're too heavy. But mostly that I work is with this one and like another painting over there.
The one at the very end, the Modern Cities?
Yes.
The last painting there is Modern Cities, which is a similar composition to the one that we were looking at just behind us. It's the plywood, and you've got the sculpture mixed in there too. And that's Modern Cities, right?
Yes, but it's much more abstract than the one before.
Is that that's your preference or your direction? You like to...
Yeah, now I'm going much more to abstract painting with images, different faces coming from nowhere with different expressions, and they combine like in one abstract composition. It's not real abstract because every face has a meaning and some subjects are correlated, but in the same time, from artistic point of view, it is abstract because we have composition of colors.
Very, very unique and wonderful compositions. Each one of them, you could spend hours just looking at one. I think we're lucky to have you showing here at SATV. I understand you've got works all over the world. Some of your pieces of artwork are hanging. There's something in the Vatican, I think we read about that. Can you tell us about that? Does it?
No, it's really, in different museums, including Vatican, and it was strange event because I made this painting, and at the time, really it was the first big religious painting that I made here in the United States. When I came here, I began to make little commercial things, paintings that people usually like, that they buy. And it was one day when it was a plot to assassinate Pope. And I still was coming from from Russia, from our country, and it was a lot of talks about possible involvement of KGB in this plot, and I had a feeling like responsibility. It was feeling of terror, of belonging to this from some point to this.
This was related
culture.
to the assassination
Yes,
attempt on the Pope.
and
Okay.
I didn't know what to do, and because the artist has to do something, I just made this painting, and I forgot about that really, because it was staying like, I didn't know what to do with it. I just it was just impulse coming out of me that I, because plus it was Polish Pope, it was like some kind of, I don't know, close to us, because Russian Poles were always from Slavic country together, and at the same time we were proud to have some type of our Pope there in Rome, and this terrible, I don't know, plot to assassinate, it just came out like reaction. I made this painting. And it was sitting in my basement, I don't know, for a long time, and once I made exhibition in Russian Center in Boston, and some people from Western School of Theology came, they saw this painting, they told me that they go to Denver when Pope was coming to United States, and I told him, it's okay, take this painting with you. But I didn't know myself it's possible, and they said, okay, but we have to speak to our superiors. So they spoke to bishops, and they decided to do that, to take, and really they presented to Pope. It was Boston delegation that presented this painting from Boston to,
well, that's
to His Holiness. Yes,
and he accepted it personally and then took it to the Vatican, and it's
yes, he accepted. Whatever I know, he was pleased. He even sent me, not he, but his secretary sent me a letter with benediction.
Was it? I saw a picture of it actually. Now I'm forgetting. Was it a somewhat abstract like this, or was it a face? Was it his face in the painting?
Yes, because I combine it. It happens in the old icons too, because sometimes we are not only in this technique we made not only icons, but painting of live people were inserted inside icons, and the Western European tradition too. We had like live popes too inserted in the icon, with the same time it's iconography of the Virgin, and the same time it's real, I don't know, priest.
So something you learned from such a young person, the iconography is still very related to the work that you do in the process that you use, and
it's absolutely the same. When I choose this technique, I stay with this.
Well, we just have a couple of minutes left. I just want to make sure that all the viewers realize who we are and what we're doing here. We're here at What's in the Gallery Hall at SATV, Salem Access Television at 285 Derby Street. And we're visiting with Alexander Sasha Gassel, who is the next artist to be shown at the gallery. And on May 23rd, please come on and visit us from 5 to 7 p.m. for the opening. And come and see these beautiful works in person. They really need to be enjoyed or viewed up close, and we'll be here at 285 Derby Street to meet you. And then the works are here every day, and the building is free and open to the public. And come on in and see them. You don't have to come to the opening that night if you can't make it, but please come by and see us at 285 Derby Street. And this is What's in the Gallery Hall, and we thank you very much for joining us. I think that's it. We got through it. I forgot to. You have a watch on, which is nice. I could have watched to see what time we had started. They'll give us I think I covered everything, or just about everything that we wanted to try to talk about.